What's up, everybody? We got another trade recap today. And today it's a little more interesting. We actually took a trade today and we won. So you can give me a pat on the back. However, there are a lot of learning points from this trade. Wasn't the greatest trade. Kind of had an unprotected stop today. So we're going to kind of go through that and I'll let you know my thought process behind my entry and everything that happened. So let's just get into it. Today we had this 4 hour gap here, and by the way, this is a little laggy right now, so just bear with me. I'll try to move slow so it's not like super laggy like those lines behind are. But we had these 4 hour imbalances coming into the day that we were rejecting out of. You see these wicks over here. We rejected these 4 hour gaps. We wicked up, and then if you look here on the hourly, or no, the 15 minute, sorry, we get this strong close up here. This is at 9. So kind of giving me, you know, if I would have taken a bearish trade today, just kind of with the way we'd been moving, if we would have if we can get a close down closer to these lows down here, which didn't happen. Obviously, we never got a close down, and I was thinking, okay, we get within 100 points of this monthly low that I have marked down there, I'd be willing to take a short, which didn't happen. So we end up getting this nice 15-minute flip closure, and so at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we've got a 15-minute gap. I think ES had already taken London highs. I had marked over here. I'm not going to pull that up because it's so laggy right now. But we had already taken London highs on ES. So I'm thinking, okay, we get a strong close above these London highs. I would be willing to take previous day highs as my target. And that's kind of exactly what happened today. So we get this fifth, and this gap here is doing something. Where that came from. Okay, it's right there. Anyway, so we get this 15-minute closure, and what I was really looking at was this hourly closure we got up here, right? And okay, and by the way, just to preface, I had all of this trade idea marked out on ES2 because it was kind of trading up there by NQ being more bullish a little even, and so, but we ended up taking it on NQ just because of the flip and the way it was moving. But I had it pulled up on ES, and we didn't take it on ES, so that was kind of the idea here. Anyway, so we had previous day high and honestly new week opening gap above that, which kind of give me a little more confluence. But we get this strong hourly close, and I'm going to zoom in here for you. Bear with me. This is going to be a little slow. But I had this hourly close as a really strong, conviction point for me. I mean, we see this huge hourly close up here, kind of telling me, okay, we definitely have previous day high in mind here. And at this point, I was just waiting on retraces on the 5-minute, 15-minute, and etc. But if you go to the 15-minute, now this is where it kind of gets. I'm going to go to the 5-minute first, and I'm going to show you kind of where this trade happened, and I'll kind of give you the idea here. So waited around. We got a 5-minute. We got a 5-minute retrace into this gap here. I don't know if you can. Okay, yeah, y'all can see that. So I'm gonna move this kind of up. If you're not familiar with where this gap is, this is super slow, and I'm so sorry. This is you're just gonna have to bear with me. Anyway, it's around there. You can see I don't want to mess with it too much. I could here pull that like that. There was our 5-minute gap that we tapped, right? And I had the other one marked out below just in case we wanted to go a deeper retrace. I was willing to see that as well. I kind of wanted to see that. But anyway, you can see here we have this nice pull, up, retrace deep, then another push, then a smaller retrace here into this 5-minute. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we're a little far away from our point of from our draw. We were like 100 and something points away. I can show you guys right here if I can pull this up and get some movement up. Yeah, we were over 100 points away from the draw at this point. Not really a convincing or a safe entry for me. So I'm thinking, okay, here's the deal. We had a strong hourly close. We get a 5-minute retrace. We start moving out of that retrace. Now, wasn't very strong, and we kind of had this 5-minute wick put in, which ended up being my break-even point. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to wait a little bit longer for confirmation. And on this 5-minute candle, we come all the way back down almost edge this 5 minute gap, and then come all the way back up and get a strong close after that huge wick. Okay. So then what I do, I scale down to the 1 minute once we're starting to get close, because if you guys remember, we had a huge little spike of bullish movement, which kind of was giving me even more confirmation that this trade was going to play out. So we come in, right? We get this move. We get this move, this retrace leg down, right? So we get this strong closure, right? Then we get this retrace back down, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, we may want to go back to this 15-minute gap, okay? Because there is a 15-minute gap. I'll show you guys in a second, kind of where the learning point comes in for the day. So we get this retrace. We start wicking on the 1 minute. We wick this 1 minute, but we kind of edge this 5 minute, and then we get this 30 or 40 point candle closure back up, kind of invalidating this retrace. And at this point, I'm thinking, why not? We are okay. And I had seen this 15-minute gap below us, but this is what I was thinking in the moment. Okay. Here's the 15-minute gap. And it's right at my stop loss point, if you see. And here's the thing. I understand. Okay. It's right at my stop loss, this 15-minute gap creation. All right. And I understand that. Here's what I was thinking. We are like 70 points away from the stop loss, and about 70 points away from my TP. And that was such a strong draw with that 1 hour close. I'm thinking I was almost just willing to take the chances because I had such discretion in this playing out. And also I had a big stop. As you can see here, I had a really big stop. I could have played a tighter stop with this trade, but I was thinking, okay, I want to give it room to wiggle. And I had a fairly close break-even point. And so I kind of played this cautiously, kind of just because of that 15-minute gap we had below. And as you see, we ended up getting a strong close above this break-even point, and I was able to go break-even, and we never touched it and, flushed the TP. Now I would like to talk about kind of the feelings I had during this trade. Now that I've showed you guys my trade, showed you why it may not have been the best trade, and now we can kind of talk about what I want to see with my trading moving forward. Okay. Was this trade something I'm the proudest of? No, right? With that 15-minute gap being below my stop loss, this trade could have easily stopped me out and continued to the draw. Right, and I talk about that a lot. Like, I want a stop loss that if we go below my stop loss, it invalidates my draw, and it just means I was wrong for the day. Unfortunately, if this trade did go back through my stop loss, this wouldn't have really invalidated the trade because we would be in a bullish PD array, right? So I do understand that this trade wasn't the highest of confluence, wasn't the highest of I didn't err with the side of caution on this trade as much as I think I should have. And that's just a learning point. From now on, I'm not going to enter when we have a PD array at my stop loss, right? When we have an imbalance, an untapped gap below my stop loss, I won't enter because I understand, and I have been stopped out before with putting a trade like that with a gap below my stop loss. So I understand that wasn't the smartest idea. The thing is I have also been trying to work on my discretion and my confidence. And in this trade, obviously I clicked the button. I clicked the button because I really didn't feel like we needed to go back and tap that gap with those hourly closes that we had, with that hourly close we had, and with how strong that previous day draw was showing to be, and with the 5-minute retrace. And so it's like, you kind of pick your poison. It's like, do you want to be ultra cautious, or do you want to kind of go a little more discretionary? And I lean more to discretionary trades. However, in this situation, a unprotected stop with a gap below like that is just kind of unacceptable because you run the risk of that trade getting stopped out and then still going to your draw, which shows that your stop was just unprotected. And having an unprotected stop is not something that will produce consistent long-term results for me. So that's a very good learning point, and this will probably be one of the main goals I have going into the next trading week. So come Sunday when we do our weekly recap, That'll probably be one of the goals I want to see next week, not taking trades with unprotected stops. Regardless we won today or not, it was an unprotected stop. It was a little riskier of a trade. So honestly, happy with the discretion I used, mad with the type of mechanical entry that we took with an unprotected stop. So there's a lot to learn regardless of what we do in the market. And that's kind of what I want you guys to see from this is like, yeah, I took a win today. However, it's there's always something you can learn. You can always be a student of the market. You can always get better. And it's like, yeah, I won, but let's look at how I could have lost and realize that the probabilities of me losing that trade were probably higher than me winning that trade. So that's going to be in the video today. We get to have an enjoyable video because it was a win, but we also get to learn from those losses or get to learn from the mistakes that we still made during this trade. So ultimately, a good learning point for me, and we're just going to keep getting better and better and growing every single day. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow in our trade recap.